The competition certainly heating up in the phablet space. The iPhone 6 Plus going up against the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. So which one is better? Christian Sharma joins us now to compare and contrast the two rivals in our Brisbane studio. Look, thanks very much for your time today, Christian. First of all, phablets in general. I have to confess I have a phablet. Are they becoming more popular?
Look, they are. I think, to be honest, they are a lot more popular in the Asian markets than they are in the Western markets. Certainly, if you want to call it a bigger screen smartphone, we're talking about 5.5 inches or more. They are definitely gaining a lot of steam in the marketplace in terms of both for content consumption and for productivity tasks as well. And Apple
entering this phablet market.
Yes. They finally done it. I think if you were to ask an iPhone owner what two things they most wanted out of the new iPhone, it'd be a bigger screen and better battery life, and they delivered those two things with the iPhone 6 Plus.
Why has it taken so long?
That's a very good question. Really, to be honest, it feels like 2 years too late almost.
Yeah.
They should have really entered that market almost 2 years ago because, in the last 2 years, you've seen the competition really move towards 5 inches as a standard for flagship smartphones. And it's quite remarkable to think that the iPhones up until this point had only 4-inch of screen size as the only option. And so what happened, what's quite interesting to observe is some people, left iPhone for Android because of that reason, because of the screen size. And what I think now is going to happen is you're going to see people sort of come back to iPhone because of that iPhone 6 Plus and that bigger screen real estate.
Now, I read a very interesting article of yours where you compared the new Apple iPhone 6 Plus with the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, which seems to be the obvious competitor in the space. Look, how did they fare against each other?
Look, I mean, in terms of physical dimensions, they're very similar. Look, the iPhone 6 Plus is obviously thinner and lighter than the Galaxy Note 4. But in terms of, there's not too much to set them apart hardware-wise, to be honest. It's really going to come down to the underlying features and the software that's actually on the phone. So obviously, you look at something like the Galaxy Note 4, they've got the stylus, the S Pen stylus is what they call it. That's really central to the overall experience on that device. So they're really pushing for that productivity angle to, they're really saying that big screen smartphones, look, they're more than just content consumption devices. You can really use it as a productivity tool, and that's what they're really pushing with the Galaxy Note 4. But with the iPhone 6 Plus, I've had it for the last 2 weeks, I've been testing it out. It's clear to me that it is very much a content consumption-driven device.
Just on the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, one of the criticisms of Samsung has been the plastic materials, the nature of the materials that they use. Is that still the case, or they seem to be transitioning away from that?
Look, they're taking baby steps into better build quality, if you want to call it that. Look, they've got a metal or aluminium frame that they're using for the phone.
Finally.
But the rest of the phone, yeah, finally, exactly. But the rest of the phone is still plastic. It looks very similar to the Galaxy Note 3 from last year, actually, aesthetics-wise. But look, people have been waiting a long time for Samsung to start working with some metal materials for their phones, and they're doing that. But look, when you compare the build quality of the two, obviously the iPhone 6 Plus stands above something like the Galaxy Note 4, which is largely plastic at this stage.
The big question is, which is better? Which one would you prefer?
I personally prefer the iPhone 6, not the 6 Plus. I was one of those, to be honest, I was one of those owners. I was very much about the iPhone up until, say, iPhone 4S. Then I got really tired of the small screen, so then I went to and started using some Galaxy Note phones with the bigger screen because I really wanted that bigger screen. Now I've sort of come full circle and realised, actually, no, you know what? I think 4.7 inches is really the sweet spot for one-handed operation, but still feeling comfortable for the day-to-day tasks that you're going to do, like browsing the web and watching videos and things like that. So for me personally, I prefer the iPhone 6. But in terms of if someone who's trying to decide between the iPhone 6 Plus and the Galaxy Note 4, I'd say there's a couple of variables there. Obviously, they've both got great displays. The Galaxy Note 4 does have a slightly bigger screen size at 5.7 inches versus the 5.5 inch of the iPhone 6 Plus. But it's really going to come down to what are you going to be doing most of the time on your phone. Do you plan on doing a lot of work-related tasks? If you are, then I'd suggest taking a good look at the Galaxy Note 4, because they've really worked hard to refine those features, and you know, they're really taking advantage of that larger screen real estate for more than just content consumption. Whereas on the iPhone, you just feel that it's very much just a content consumption only device.
Fantastic. We do have to leave it there, Christian. Appreciate it. Thanks, mate.
No worries. Thank you, James.
We are going to head to a quick break. Coming up, EB Games is hosting its annual gaming expo, the biggest expo of its kind, right here in Sydney. We're going to be speaking to the Executive Vice President of GameStop International next.